played OT7, and he was like, "I scored 5 touchdowns. This is blowing me that I threw 5 touchdowns and we still lost." And dude said, "Throw five more." You can't blame the quarterback if he's doing all he can, and you still lose the game because your defense can't. Welcome to Wired to the Game. Y'all, you're wired in with the homie EJ. Today we're about to talk about college football and the game that I forgot to mention. You got number 6 Notre Dame versus number 10 Miami. That's gonna be a good game. That game is happening, I believe. Let me check. I believe Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me check to make sure. Oh no, it's happening Sunday Eastern Standard Time. You have Miami, you have Notre Dame. That's gonna be a good game. So some of the game. So I'm gonna go into depth about this game. It's gonna be a good game. You got one arguably one of the best running backs in Jeremiah Love. I mean, he's really good running back. He arguably, I mean, he didn't have the best national championship performance. 4 rushes for 3 yards, I believe. He didn't have the best showing, but that's okay. This is a new year. He was one of the best running backs before the national championship. And Ohio State last year just had the best one, arguably the best defense that money could buy. And they just all gelled really well. So that was just a nightmare for every team. But this year, now he's doing a Miami team. Miami, their defense is usually shaky, questionable. You could tell because last year Cam Ward did all he could, and they still didn't win because the defense end. So you just have to question Miami's defense. Miami's defense isn't that good as other teams compared to like Ohio State and Notre Dame. That's why I feel like I have Notre Dame win this game. I have Notre Dame win this game because their defense on defensive end, Notre Dame is just good. They have Logan Thomas. They have a lot Eli Gray. Like they have dudes. Whereas Miami, you know about Ruben Bain Jr. I mean, that's I mean you just don't. Miami just doesn't have that many defensive impact players this year. I hate to say it, and I don't. Y'all can say you don't know what you're talking about. This Miami doesn't have that many questionable. I mean, that many good defensive players. You can't expect one person to make your defense up. You can't. You can't expect for Notre Dame. I mean, you have CJ Carr who's coming in. Obviously, he was named starter by Marcus Freeman. I mean, you just can't. As a Miami person, you can't expect Carson Beck to do all the. I mean, you have Josh Moore. Yes, you have a wide receiver in Josh Moore. Yeah, but and I mean this is the biggest way. If you get in last year's Carson Beck, you're not winning. I hate to say it to you. Carson Beck last year for Georgia, he should have been sat down. I believe Gunnar Stockton should have took his snaps. I believe that Stockton was a better choice for Georgia. I hate to say it. Now, if we're talking about the year before, Carson Beck, he was dog. He was ready. But last year's Georgia, Carson Beck, you're paying him between $3 to $4.5 million in NIL when you don't know what you're getting. If you're getting, it depends on what Carson Beck you're getting. If you're getting the dog Carson Beck that was like he went out and go get it, then you got a dog. If you get last year's Carson Beck, then you're questioning, you're scratching your head on why you paid him that much. I get that you had Cam Ward before. I get that you need another quarterback, but you just gotta question what you're getting in Carson Beck. I mean, like literally. So you're looking at it, you look at the advantages. I'm gonna go over the advantages. So obviously Miami has the advantage at quarterback. Obviously, I feel like they do because Carson Beck, it don't matter what Carson Beck you're getting, you still have experienced Carson Beck back there. You still got experienced quarterback back there. CJ Carr is unproven. He's unexperienced. Okay, so we just gotta see how he plays. Running back wise, that's the easiest comparison I can go. Go Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love used to tear defenses up last year. He was that dude last year. So if I had Jeremiah Love back there, I'd feel pretty dang comfortable with be a starting quarterback. Literally. Now wide receivers, this is where it gets shaky. You got Jaden Greenhouse, who was a stud for you last year, absolute stud, broke out in the college football playoff. He's an absolute stud for you. Then you got Josh Moore. If you look at these two, I mean, but Notre Dame just, I don't know. Notre Dame, Miami just has dogs at wide receiver for me. That's one thing you can give them. They got dudes. Notre Dame, they have some unknown studs that's going to probably break out this year for you. You look at it, and you even got Jordan Fajan, I believe. Jordan Fajan, if he didn't leave, you got Jordan Fajan. I mean, Fajan. He's an absolute stud. Like, literally, you. All right, I was just looking. He didn't leave. So I'm going to give the advantage for wide receiver to Notre Dame. Call me crazy, call me whatever. Now, line. Honestly, Miami's line was Notre Dame's line was good. Well, Notre Dame's line was good. Miami's line, they had Cam Ward dancing a few times. He but sometimes he got clean pocket, sometimes so it's just inconsistency. Inconsistency. So for this, I'm gonna call it a draw, but if I had to pick, I'm going Notre Dame's line. Because Riley Leonard had time to do whatever back there. Now we go to defense. Defense, that's just easy. Defense is easy pickings. I mean, defense, you go to Notre Dame easily. Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, he knows what he's concocting back there for defense. He's doing his thing back there for defense, and you can put your bottom dollar on it. That defense will try to get to the Carson Beck after every time. They will be sending. They can send safeties, they can send corners, they can send anybody. The thing about it, they're going to get back to Carson Beck. They're going to try to at least. They're going to die trying because they know Carson. If you have Carson Beck scrambling for his life, then you won the game. So it's just that simple. I mean, like last year, Cam Ward, when you had scrambling, you was still trying to get after him because he could still make plays while he was staying. That's why he's the number one overall pick because he did that. Now, Miami's line, given last year, they were dogs. Miami's line, they let him throw the ball. He didn't have to do as much, but he was still a threat running the ball. That's the thing. Literally, you saw in the bowl game, he literally could stand there. He didn't even fully try in the bowl game, and he was still doing this. So it's just a matter of you look at the defenses. Miami scored so many points and they still lost games because their defense couldn't score. I mean, couldn't get the stops that they needed. You can't blame that on the offensive end because if you're like, it reminds me of when Bryce Underwood played OT7 and he was like, "I scored 5 touchdowns. This is blowing me that I threw 5 touchdowns and we still lost." And dude said, "Throw 5 more." You can't blame the quarterback if he's doing all he can, and you still lose the game because your defense can't show up. You just can't do that. That's one of those things you gotta scratch your head about. You're like, man, how they scored that many points, but our defense gave up more. That's why coaches tell you it don't matter how many points you score, the defense will always score one more point than you. So for this game, I feel like I'm definitely gonna be watching this game Saturday night, Sunday night. That's gonna be a good game. I got Notre Dame, but not by a blow. I got Notre Dame. I got the score being 34-7 in favor of Notre Dame. I feel like Jeremiah Love has a good game. Jaden Greenhouse shows who he is. CJ Carr is able to be just he don't have to do it. I mean, he doesn't. I'm not saying he has a wide receiver core like Ohio State or like Alabama or like Auburn. I'm saying you could if you put the ball where it needs to go, then you shouldn't have a problem. You shouldn't. You're not going to have a wide receiver core that's dropping the ball left and right. No, you have dudes that can go up and get the ball if they need to. You have a running back who can literally just find a needle in a haystack and get some yards. You have a running back that's able to. It don't matter if the gap is this big, he can take it for 6. It don't matter if it's this big, he takes it for 6. Either way, you have a running back that can do these things for you. So honestly, Notre Dame is just too for me, they're too good to pass up on. It's literally like when it's like finding a zebra. You make if you just can't make this game oversimplified. You just gotta go with the basics. I'm going Notre Dame because I feel like this is gonna be a good win for them to start the year 1-0, and Miami's gonna go back to the drawing board and they're gonna figure out what's wrong. So don't get mad at me, but I'm going Notre Dame. But that and then tomorrow we're also gonna talk about a little more in depth with the Ohio State Texas game. No, Ohio State Texas game tomorrow 12 p.m. Good game. You look at it. I'm going Ohio State still. I'm still sticking with that opinion of Ohio State. Julian's saying he's going. He don't have. Julian's saying this is the crazy part. Number one player in the class of 2024. He doesn't even have to play like a star for them to win. You don't even have to like. You can. He can still just get comfortable. Because, bro, you have Jeremiah Smith on the outside for you. Carnell Tate, who would arguably be a wide receiver one for multiple schools. He'd be a wide receiver one for multiple schools if he transferred. You got Brandon Ennis. He's going to be a dog. And then you got C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia. You got you got James Peoples. He's going to probably have a breakout year. Then you got Max Clare from Purdue. And then you look at their line, they're like, well, they're experienced this and that. You forgot four of the six people that were on that line is still there. They didn't go to the draft. They're still there. So Texas defense versus Ohio State's line, that's going to be a good matchup. I feel like that's going to be whoever wins the game. It's going to be between Texas line and Ohio State's offensive line. You look at it, that's just who's going to win the game for you because it doesn't. Julian's saying he does. Think about it, bro. He has the prettiest spiral, the prettiest, and he got quick release. I'm saying Julian is saying it's probably going to be the best quarterback Ohio State's produced since C.J. Stroud. Julian's saying he just has all the tools you need for a quarterback. That release is insanely fast. You're gonna get the ball into think about it. Will Howard, he was a dog. He didn't have that fast a release. Julian's saying he could put the ball in Jeremiah Smith's hands just like that. Like literally. And you got Carnell Tate and Brandon Innes. You have a wide receiver core that you could slowly start getting comforted in. You don't have to go out there and be the superstar, be the hero already. Just do what you need to do. Your Ryan Day hands your keys to a Ferrari. Just drive the Ferrari nice and steady. It's that simple. You don't need to rush and be a hero. You don't need to force the ball nowhere. You literally have check downs. You have everything you need. The defense end, Davison Igbinosa, Jermaine Smith, Matthew Jr., Caleb Downs. You got dudes. Sonny Styles. You just got dudes. You got dudes for you. Defensive end, Ohio State versus Texas. It's just an evenly matchup. You give the advantage to a wide receiver to Ohio State easily. You give the advantage to Texas on the defensive line. Like it's just an evenly matched up game. It's literally just like I don't. To me, quarterback projections not going to be needed for Ohio State. Whereas for quarterback for Texas, you have wide receivers too. So it's a matter of what quarterback gets comfortable, what quarterback does what he needs to do because instead of oversimplifying it. So you look at it, and it depends. Is Jeremiah Smith going to perform like he did in semifinals? I get that you had Barron on you, but still, you're Jeremiah Smith, dude. You got this. So it's looking at it. Give me Ohio State and give me Jeremiah Smith having a big game. Caleb Downs coming down for interception. And then give me the score to be 21-24 now. 28-24, sorry. So that's all I want to talk about today. Make sure y'all stay wired in. I'm gonna be dropping an episode once a week, and I promise y'all I'm back. I have never left. And yeah, stay wired in, and make sure y'all go ahead and drop a like, and subscribe, all that.